Happy me! I lost £7 last week, and for those of you who watched last week's, you knew I was going to be worried because last week I gained far too much. So in this video, rather than patting myself on the back and telling you how I did most of that last week. I'm going to tell you how I plan to stay on it. It was a bit of a relief this morning when I stepped on the scales and bang, £7 lighter. That's still £1 more than I was 2 weeks ago, so I shouldn't get cocky. But let's be honest, I probably didn't lose £7 this week, and I probably didn't gain £8 last week. I definitely gained last week, but I don't think I gained it all last week. It was the previous weeks that did it, and there was a lot of, I think, water retention. This week, yes, I think I was already on the downward curve. So I don't think I shed a full £7. I've done £7 in a week before, but that was when £7 represented a much higher percentage of my overall body weight than it does now. But either way, I think the lesson to learn is don't be too driven by the scales. I've shown that I've only weighed twice in the last 2 weeks, and they were both extremes. Now some people, that'll bother them. I know that I'm on a downward trajectory, you've seen the chart, so I'm fairly confident that as long as it carries on going that way, I'm doing fine. But if the scales do bother you, there are other things you can do. Some people weigh daily and take an average over the 7 days. That's one way of doing it. But the other thing you can do is, if you've been doing it a while like I have, this is week 43, you can start looking for no scales victory. I always weigh myself nearly naked. That's a thought you can't get out of your heads. And I noticed at the beginning of this journey, my arse was huge and my legs weren't far behind it. I looked down at the scales and I noticed my legs, there's a lot less of them. I noticed trousers that, although I was fitting in waist-wise, weren't going over my butt or were tight on my legs. Now that looks like there's a hell of a lot more than £7 gone. So it just shows that your body's constantly changing during this journey. So I'm going to try and stay on track. Like tonight, I managed to get some vegan chicken from Co-op. It was on special, and I whipped up a lovely vegan chicken with mushroom and shallots, nicely caramelised, with a bowl of sweet potatoes. That came in at 661. If I hadn't had the sweet potatoes, it would have only been 441. It was a filling meal. It felt like a treat, because I'll be honest, I was thinking of having a Chinese. The curry sauce I used was very much like a Chinese curry sauce, and it just hit the spot. It was bloody lovely. Got a bit of a challenging week coming up. I'm taking the kids out to Birmingham Christmas Market on Friday, and then we're going to London on Saturday. Book's going to a drawing course, and I'm taking Titch to the Imperial War Museum. She's obsessed with the Second World War, so we thought we'd do that. So I can't see me getting into Birmingham and not either going to Chinatown or Nando's. I'm hoping they'll pick Nando's because I've got the calories on the menu. So rather than blathering on for hours, which I often do, and I'm too good at doing that, I'm going to sign off now. I'll let you know how the weekend went, and we'll wrap it up at the end of the week. But I'm feeling good. I'm tracking again. Well, I didn't stop tracking, but I'm actually tracking numbers I'm happy to track. So for now, I'm happy with that. Well, how did the week play out? Well, we went to Birmingham and London. We had a fantastic time. We ate in Nando's. Of course, I had to bloody scale it back a bit, but the kids enjoyed it. And then we went to the Imperial War Museum, and it was a lovely day. And I may have gone a bit off track for the rest of the week. So how did I do? Well, surprisingly, the weekly deficit was 3,485, which gives me an average of 1,602 calories a day. Now, as you know, my sums are based on working out what my TDEE is, multiplying it by 7, then dividing, and then subtracting subtracting my calories for the week, and that gives you the deficit. It's dead easy. You need to work it out for yourself. There's plenty of calculators out there. In one of my other videos I did a how to work it out for yourself, but to be honest, just use a calculator. They're online. You just type in free TDEE calculator. So what have we got coming up? Well, I've finally signed up to join a gym, and I'll let you know how that goes next week. Not sure what to think of it. I'm not really the gym type, and see how it goes. I should imagine there'll be a lot of pain. So on that, I'm going to leave you, and we'll see you next week.